Do you know what time it is? It's panels. Shut motherfucker. It's panels. Oh shit, we're fucked.
It's Panels and Scribbles.
Yes, it is Panels and Scribbles. I don't know what episode it is. Episode whatever.
Episode 6?
Is it 6? I thought it would have been a bit higher. Jesus. But then again,
what, you think it's 7? It's either 6 or 7.
I don't know. That might be a different... That might be our old podcast. Yeah, sorry. I fucked up there. In any case, welcome to Panels and Scribbles. Episode...
6,
7, or 8. Whatever.
Let me check.
Check quickly.
Shit. We really screw up.
Come on. Faster. We totally aren't professionals in this. It should be noted.
Episode 6.
We're fucking idiots.
It's episode 6.
Episode 6. Welcome to Panels
I
and
can't
Scribbles.
believe we always forget about it.
Because I don't fucking care. Just kidding. Welcome to Panels and Scribbles episode 6 with your host, Jordan, and the other host,
Kodo.
Yeah. Kodo. Yeah, it's totally a name. It's totally not a nickname. As we have established.
It's totally a real name.
Kodo is totally a real name. So, after 5 episodes of Panels and Scribbles, what are we going to speak about today? My friend Kodo.
Well, it's you who picked the manga. No.
Oh no.
So
I have responsibility. Oh, it's like carrying a child. Jesus Christ, this is so stressful. The manga we're going to talk about today is a Japanese manga, because of course it's Japanese, called Chuuka Ichiban, which is a manga written and illustrated by a guy by the name of Etsushi Ogawa.
Who the fuck
I did not I don't know. I didn't fucking research him. You talk about it. Do you have anything to say?
Well, I just researched him at the last minute. So apparently all he does is food manga. And then when the manga he does is not about food, he only does the art. If he is involved in the story, it's always about food.
So he's the original guy who did Shokugeki no Soma.
He didn't draw Shokugeki no Soma.
I know he's when I said he's the original, I meant in terms of he's the original guy who draws food manga. But he's the better one, I guess. That. But he's the better one because he always draws food manga. He draws and writes
he's
food
been
manga.
drawing his food manga, or it seems to be he has been drawing food manga all his life. I mean, up until now, he's still drawing food manga. Like his ongoing manga is still a food manga.
Yes, Chuuka Ichiban was serialized throughout the mid 1990s to the late 1990s, almost to the 2000s actually. It stopped in 1999. It has 2 names technically. It was first started as just Chuuka Ichiban. Then at one point they added Shin into the name, so it's Shin Chuuka Ichiban. Oh,
yeah.
I don't know why they did that, but I
don't know. Like there's like a small hiatus. Like after they resume from the hiatus, it becomes Shin Chuuka Ichiban, but it's basically the same thing. It doesn't even feel like a sequel.
Yeah. No, Chuuka Ichiban actually does have a sequel. It started
Chuuka Ichiban Kiwami.
Kiwami. Yes, it started literally almost 20 years after the end of the first one, like 2017. It started a sequel, which is insane. And Shin Chuuka Ichiban got an anime literally last year. A few months ago, October, December.
I want to say, remember I told you in Discord that the wiki is a lie?
What do you mean the wiki is a lie?
Yeah, so
actually,
there's 2 anime adaptations, right? Like the Chuuka Ichiban and then the Shin Chuuka Ichiban.
Yes.
But in reality, the Chuuka Ichiban, the original anime, covers both Chuuka Ichiban and Shin Chuuka Ichiban.
So Shin Chuuka Ichiban. So the new Shin Chuuka Ichiban is just like a remake or something like that?
Yeah, it's a remake of Shin Chuuka Ichiban.
Oh, that's amazing.
But yeah, so they just remake. So the anime is just remake the arcs that is already covered in the old anime.
Fuck! What is this? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or some shit? It's like, oh, there's the first Full Metal Alchemist, but we're gonna do it again and better.
I don't think it's better because I didn't watch. I watched neither of the show, but like looking at the new anime, like I just skipped through a bit. they cut a bit of shit and then they look generic as fuck. Yeah, they cut a bit of shit and they look generic as fuck.
Sure.
And then they spend one half of an episode to recap the original Chuuka Ichiban manga, the entirety of Chuuka Ichiban manga. Like they spend one half of an episode, and it doesn't happen in the first episode. It happens in the middle of the anime.
Why? What the fuck? That's pretty.
I don't
weird.
know.
That's very weird.
I think they are trying to add anime original content because the Shin Chuuka Ichiban it ends in volume 7, the final episode, and volume 7, like the battle. I think that's where the translators can end. Like they introduce the first villain, like when I just call the main protagonist Naruto. I forgot his name. The Naruto, like they introduced.
His name is Mao. You fuckwit. His name is Mao Zedong. No, just kidding. His name is Mao. Just Mao. He's not Mao Zedong. Stop. Just Mao.
Okay,
the main character Mao.
Really?
Mao.
I thought it's called
Mao.
An. I thought it's called An.
In Japanese, anyway. I guess in Japanese it's Mao. Maybe you read the Chinese translation, didn't you?
Yes, I read the Chinese translation.
So I guess in the Chinese
Lian,
translation it's Lian. Yeah, could be An. In the Japanese translation, it's Mao. Mao. Meow.
Fuck that shit. I just call him Naruto.
Okay, sure, you fuckwit. What happens?
So, anyway, so in the Gil remake anime, like at the last episode, they introduced the villain in the first chapter. Do you remember that guy? Like
you mean the guy who lost to Mao in the first cook-off?
Yeah, he returned, and that's the end of that anime. And then
so it just ends in a cliffhanger. Okay.
And then in the post-credit scene, Sasuke just pop up.
Sasuke?
Sasuke
Who
is
the fuck?
the other guy who's got the same rank as Naruto.
You mean the guy who won that huge? Is it the spoiler shit? The fuck?
Oh yeah. Those are very spoiler.
Punch. You stupid
okay,
fool.
we'll talk about the anime later. We'll just talk about the anime later in the spoiler talk.
I didn't even watch the anime, so what the fuck do you expect me to say about it?
Well, I will go into more. I'll try to explain with context. Like right now, I just say all this shit. I don't think anybody will get what I'm talking about. So
yeah,
I mean, going to spoiler territory, I will lay out the context.
It should be noted. What is the story about? As we've said before, the author does a lot of cooking manga. He writes and he illustrates a lot of that stuff. So you will come to believe this is a cooking manga. It is a cooking manga. It is a pretty okay cooking manga. It's basically the story about a 13-year-old fucking kid chef who's super good at chefing. Oh, he's amazing. And he learns at first how to be an amazing chef. And slowly he gets challenges to do cook-offs. He wins them through sheer creativity or amazing flavors and whatnot. He is basically Soma from Shokugeki no Soma, but more grounded, I guess. More better.
More grounded? Well,
maybe not.
Well, I think he's stronger than Soma. At least
Soma, he's stronger than Soma in terms of like Chinese cooking. Shokugeki no Soma is a shit fucking manga.
For me, I think he's just not just Chinese cooking. I think in general, overall, this guy is way stronger than Soma because this guy never fucking lose.
Because I don't think this is a manga where he's supposed to lose. You're literally just reading this for the food. You're not reading this for the high stakes. Oh my goodness, is he gonna lose? It died. And that's really the appeal of the manga in and of itself, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. Like the appeal is just the food, like the cooking. They're going to they go into details, like very extreme details on how the cooking is done, and then how they make all these like over the top cooking. And I don't know whether those cookings are actually possible in real life, but it's really cool to look at how the foods are made. It's not
you
just
need to continue. Sorry, continue.
It's not just Naruto's cooking. Like everybody's cooking are really fucking cool. Like the way they cook it and they explain it, and then the food came out. It's like, holy shit, that's really. Well, the exposition is really good, and the final result is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Chuuka Ichiban, everything is, again, as you said before, it's about the food, it's about how cool the food is, it's about how the food is prepared. In certain cooking mangas, you have to suspend your disbelief in terms of how the food is made and how it turns out. Because maybe in the grand scheme of things, maybe in real life, if you were to make something like that, it's not gonna look like this. Stuff is not gonna work, maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's not gonna taste the same, it's not gonna be that fucking mind-blowing. And in Chuuka Ichiban, you of course have to suspend your disbelief. In the beginning, it's actually pretty grounded. Later on, stuff gets very grand. A bit unbelievable. But it's still a very fun read. The characters...
to me... Yeah, to me, like, they can be, the cooking can be unbelievable, but I also feel like it's within the logic, how should I say, like within the ground that it feels like it is believable, like it is possible. That's why I say I'm not sure whether these foods are actually possible to be made. And because the way they explain it, they explain how they do it, and I read through it and it's like, wait, are you saying this is actually possible?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a food specialist, so I'm not sure whether it's really possible.
Heck, I'm not even sure the author is a food specialist or anything. We haven't read his credentials, that's the problem. I suppose he has done a lot of research, because there's a lot of detail in there. There's even very minute stuff like nutritional details.
There is?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, there's nutritional details. There's also details about, like the constitution of the food, why it comes out like this, what compound is in the fucking food. I swear to God, it goes pretty deep.
They talk about the regions, like in the region.
Talk about the region.
Like different regions, what kind of food is popular in which region, and then why it becomes popular in that region. They talk about that.
But no, in the cooking process, you didn't notice, they also do talk about, like, how the food turned out this way, the way they cooked it. What compound in the food might have done this? Why is this food still fucking intact? How did it work? Oh, I added this. Oh, I did that. It's a very meticulous description. There's actually quite a lot in there. Whether or not everything is true, we cannot say, because of course we're not fucking experts. But I am under the impression that the author is speaking from authority, in the sense that he has done his research, he knows what he's talking about. You can trust him when it comes to stuff like this. Yeah.
I see. And I don't have anything to say.
We talked about the food. I believe the food looks pretty good. Suspend your disbelief. Still pretty good. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting ways of creating it. I don't know whether or not it is as bombastic as Shokugeki no Soma. And I'm referring to Shokugeki no Soma a lot because that's literally the closest thing to Chuuka Ichiban.
Hold on first. Have you read any other cooking manga or watched any other cooking anime?
I have only read a few. The problem is, I have not seen one that is as grand in terms of its cooking as Chuuka Ichiban and Shokugeki no Soma.
Okay.
There was one about... Yeah.
For me, the only cooking thingy I remember is Shokugeki no Soma, the first 2 seasons of anime. And then there's that slice of life cooking anime that I forgot about. its name, and I don't even care about it. And that's it. That's my experience in cooking anime manga. Yeah.
I see. We talked about the cooking. Let's talk about the characters then, if you can remember any of them.
Okay, so you...
Oh no, I have corona. I'm dead. I'm just kidding, I'm fine.
No, shut the fuck up.
I'm corona.
For this manga, the problem with this manga is it is only good at talking about food. That virtually anything else is bad.
Are you sure? It's a bit of a stretch.
For me, everything is forgettable. There's nothing good about this. Like everything is forgettable.
I don't know. I think the problem is a lot of things are. It's almost a very episodic sort of story. There is the overarching plot of Mao has to learn more techniques and stuff, become a better chef, all that kind of stuff. That only happened
in the first 4 volumes. You know.
I'm saying this in terms of like a very general idea. I don't want to go into spoiler. Okay, let's go into spoiler territory a bit. At one point, in the beginning, he tries to learn to be a better chef. Later on, he goes around, he learns how to cook better through other means and methods around the country, I guess.
Does he? Does he?
At one point, he leaves the fucking restaurant he's apprenticing in to find something, I guess. Maybe to learn other cooking skills.
Oh, that's how you see it. That's not how I see it. But that's in the spoiler territory.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, wait first. We'll just say whether we recommend this, and then afterwards we go into spoiler territories.
Okay.
Do you recommend this?
I like the cooking. The characters, in my opinion, were fine. Some of them can be memorable, but in the grand scheme of things, everything seems to forget itself very quickly. Like at a certain point, a character just loses acknowledgement later on, I guess. They don't come back, in a sense. They might come back in later chapters, I don't know. I haven't read everything because the English translations, or at least the pirated English translations, wink wink, have not finished. Motherfucker, let me talk!
Okay, fine. I'll let
Jesus
you do it first.
Christ. Okay, summarize. Characters fine. Some characters forgotten, when in truth maybe they could have been used for a little more. Art style. Art style's pretty good. I like this guy's style. I don't know. I find it pretty interesting. It's an interesting style. It's an interesting style as compared to like the more modern style that we have, which is very cookie cutter. This is of course a pretty old manga, so I would kind of believe the art style is very archaic. I mean, the eyes aren't very big. It's more normal sized. Some of the characters are a bit stylized in terms of how they look. If just reading it, you know it is a very archaic art style that doesn't appear anymore, in my opinion. I don't read every manga, so I don't know whether or not someone is still preserving the older art styles. But it looks pretty good. I like it. I like the look of the food as well, because, everything about the cooking in this manga is by itself pretty good. Story progression. It's a bit with the characters. Some things just get forgotten. Some things aren't even taken seriously. There's a part where the restaurant gets burnt the fuck down, and people are like, let's just eat this food and feel a bit happy. We'll fix it later. I'm like, the fuck? Your fucking restaurant burnt down? What are you talking about? But in the grand scheme of things, I guess this story is supposed to be pretty lighthearted in the beginning. Later on, it gets a bit heavier, but I don't think it ever treads the line of being just too harsh. I feel like it even feels like it's like a story for... Actually, it's not a story for kids, I'm sorry. There are certain parts that can be pretty... not for kids. In the sense of people dying for food. Because I guess in 19th century China, food was super important. That people die over it. Oh well. That might be all I have to say. Your turn.
Oh, okay. For me, I don't know whether I can recommend this. or
Why
not?
not?
Because like the only good thing about it is the food, and then yeah, I finish it. I do enjoy it, even though I think the only good thing about it is the food. But the moment I finish it, I forgot about it. Pretty much forgotten about it. And then so that's what, like, if I recommend this to people, is I recommend people to read 17 volumes of manga. That's just that only good point is the food, and then nothing else is good. So it's like, if I recommend this, it's just kinda hard to recommend. It's just basically telling people, like, look, everything in this manga. Don't expect too much from it. Just look at their food tech, their food science and things. And there's 70 volume, which is quite long, and good luck with it. Mm-hmm. It's hard to tell people this, like, yeah. So, and then as a shounen manga, I don't think it's that spectacular. It's just a rather standard shounen manga.
It's pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah. And then for the characters, I find all of them are forgettable. And then for the
Why
art,
is that the case? Okay,
yes.
Continue.
And then for the art, you say you like the art. For me, I think the art is standard, even for the food. And then, actually, I think the art is more problematic than standard, because some of the characters, they look exactly the same to me. I cannot tell them apart. Some of the characters. And then there's, like, characters. For me, I think character design is not very good. Like, I feel like there's too much stuff on them. And then it's, yeah, to me, I feel like, to me, they look like there's too many stuff on them.
I am so confused. What the fuck?
Really?
I mean, I guess for the later characters, there's a bit too much, but I would come to believe for the main character Mao and the people around him in the beginning, it's pretty standard stuff. Not too much. In the later arc, yeah, there's a bit of a lot of utensils and stuff on their bodies, or all that kind of stuff.
To me, the only costumes I remember is the girl and the kid. The rest of them, I don't remember how their costume look like. And then their face kind of blend to each other in my memory. So I think on this side, I think the art and the design is a bit problematic. And then, yeah, the good thing is the cooking. And the other good thing is the two of the story arcs. And there's only 2 good story arcs, and the rest basically just fuck off. And the 2 story arcs, you have already read a quarter of it, and the other is not translated in English.
It is still being translated. I don't understand why it's taking so fucking long, though.
I think the translator. Okay, so for context, Jordan read everything in English. I read everything in Chinese, because this is a manga about China. So for me, I say that this should be read in Chinese. And then in Chinese, it's fully translated. In English, it's only translated for the entirety of Chuuka Ichiban, and then the 7 volumes of Chuuka Ichiban. Yeah, so I don't think I have anything more to say. It's just the manga is hard to recommend. Like, if you care about like food talk, maybe I recommend this, I guess. I'm not really big into food. to be honest. Like if you are like a very like a huge food fan, then I recommend it. I definitely recommend it despite the problems. Yeah, that's it.
Oh well.
And now we can go into the spoiler.
Yes.
And we should do the countdown.
Yes, the spoiler is going to happen on the count of
5.
3. Oh, 5. Okay, yeah. 4.
5.
4.
4. 3.
3.
2. 1.
1. Get the fuck out!
You don't have to be
Are
so
you out?
rude.
Good. No,
Fuck,
I have
to be so rude.
Come on. I need to teach the children about the dangers of being rude. Wait, what the fuck was I supposed to say? Shit. I dropped it. Oh well. I was supposed to say some stupid shit, but I dropped it.
You say something really shit. No, you say something really... Anyway, just go on.
I wanted to teach
That's really dumb. Hello?
Maybe I shouldn't be in this podcast anymore. Let me get out of my chair and run away.
You don't have to be so
you
depressed.
You call me dumb. Way. I was gonna say. Do I have any more drink? No.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck do we start with the spoilers?
So we start with... I think we'll start with the story. How the plot goes, the entirety of the plot. So, since I finished the entirety of the manga, I will do the synopsis. So, to me, it's like... So, there's the Chuuka Ichiban and Shin Chuuka Ichiban. But in Chinese manga, they are all... In Chinese version, the translated Chinese version, they are combined together for a total of 17 volumes.
Wow, that's a lot of volumes.
In the English version or the Japanese version is Chuuka Ichiban and Shin Chuuka Ichiban. The Chuuka Ichiban is 5 volumes and the Shin Chuuka Ichiban is 12 volumes. So, for the translated scans online, the entirety of Chuuka Ichiban is translated. And then the Shin Chuuka Ichiban, they only translated 7 volumes.
This is a scam. This is the worst trade deal in the history of trade deals.
Well, it's a translated scan. They are pirated. So it's not really a trade deal. It's like we're technically stealing.
I'm a criminal.
I'm also a criminal.
I like it. We are criminal buddies. We shall continue this podcast as criminals. We'll tell you about the next bank heist next week. Okay, guys? I'm just kidding.
Oh.
What about the story? Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's about the story. So, for the Chuuka Ichiban, the first 5 volumes, the first 3 volumes is the boy, Naruto. He's trying to become stronger. So, he travels to Guangdong, Canton. I don't know how to say it in English, for fuck's sake, but I know in Chinese it's literally Guangdong.
Guangdong, yeah.
Guangdong. And then he travels there, and then to become the best food chef ever. Like standard shounen shit. And then... But it doesn't feel like he's training to become stronger. It feels like he just faced a series of villains. Like
he's already strong enough.
Yeah, he's already very strong. Like in the beginning, it's already shown that he's very powerful. Like it's someone you shouldn't mess with.
It's because he has Arena's god tongue powers. That's why this is a prequel to Shokugeki no Soma. Oh my god! Mao is Arena's fucking descendant! That's why he has the god tongue powers.
And you forgot to say that his parents are like food god.
His parents are also food gods too.
Like his parents are like the most, like right in the first page they introduce that his parents, both his mom and dad, are like fucking food.
They're like food legends by this point.
Yeah, food legends. Like food legends in the strongest food legends in the whole fucking universe. Whoa. And so they have this kid called Naruto who is very powerful, and then he travels to Guangdong to become even stronger under someone's suggestion.
It should be noted his parents are dead.
Yes. Yes, they are.
They could not handle the cooking powers. Therefore, they had to pass it down and then die. Oh well.
Yeah, so even though he supposedly traveled to Guangdong to train to become stronger, but I feel like it's just when he reached Guangdong, after he has proven himself to his mentor, I never see him training. I just see him face villains after villains.
He does train in the beginning.
Did he? I don't remember at all. I just remember that he just
Of course
faced villains.
You said you don't fucking remember anything! Of course you're gonna fucking forget! Jesus! Oh, come the fuck on.
Okay.
But he doesn't train for very long in comparison to like the entire length of the story. Yeah.
And then in the volume 4 is Tongyamon arc. And that's where Sasuke is introduced. I just call that guy Sasuke. Because it's literally his rival.
Sasuke.
And then like supposedly if you win this Tongyamon arc, you get a very special badge.
Like title, yeah.
I'll just call it the Hokage badge. Because it's like...
You get a title, yeah.
Yeah, you get a title that shows that you are like the strongest. I think it's like... It shows you are the strongest chef in the whole country.
No, it's just in that region.
Really?
They always say, oh, he's that chef from... Either it's Guangdong or Sichuan, because he comes from Sichuan originally. But it's like Guangdong sort of thing. And there are other...
But that
there are supposedly other chefs outside that tournament, I think. I don't recall whether or not he is the badge is just for Guangdong or for the entire country.
I thought the tournament is for the entire country.
That's weird. I always read it as...
For me, I remember the tournament is for the entire country. So, and then like if you get that, and that badge is really hard to get. And if you manage to get the badge, it shows that you are very, very powerful. You're like you are the best chef in the whole country. That's what I remember.
I see. He is a super chef.
Yeah, basically he's a super chef.
Super chef.
He's
so good. At 13 years old, he is the youngest of the super chefs.
Oh, they keep repeating that shit, you know? Like,
oh my god, he's the youngest one.
Yeah, he's the youngest chef to ever earn that title in the entire history. Everybody always say that.
Because I guess we have to, I don't know, stroke his ego every once in a while.
But no, he's not an arrogant person. Like, he's very humble.
He is a very humble person, which is very interesting. Because it's all about the food, the philosophy of, food is for helping people. It's not for your own gains.
So he's the nicest guy in the entire manga.
Oh, he's so nice. Oh,
I love him so much. He's way too nice. So,
he's still fucking young. I will come to believe he's still learning how to be evil.
Like, he's way too young. I think he's the youngest guy. He's the second youngest guy.
No, he's the youngest guy.
No,
he's just 13.
There's an even younger guy.
Oh yeah, that guy. I thought when you meant he's the youngest guy, I thought you meant like he's the youngest guy to like earn the title.
Yes, he is the youngest guy to earn the title.
He's the youngest to earn the title, but in the story, there's a younger guy.
Yeah, there is a younger guy in the story.
Him.
But he's the youngest guy to ever earn that Hokage title. Actually,
does he know how to?
Sorry.
Continue. No,
okay. So in that tournament, there are two people who get the title. It's him and Sasuke. Both of them get that title. And since he's younger than Sasuke, so he also got the additional title that he's the youngest guy to earn that title. Ever.
Because he's so good.
Yeah, because he's too good. And then the volume 5 is him going on various adventures, and then he pick up that young brat along the way.
The young brat.
And they just travel around China, and then it's like episodic adventure, and then the volume 5 end. Then from volume 6, which is Chuuka Ichiban, and they continue the adventure, and then they go back to Guangdong, and then from that on, it's all mostly story arcs.
Mostly story. And then after that, there's some bigger arc. regarding that
overarching arc.
dark cooking thing institution, whatever.
I'll call it Akatsuki.
I don't know what the fuck Akatsuki is.
What?
In
You
this
know
context.
Akatsuki? The Akatsuki is like the villains in Naruto.
I don't fucking watch Naruto, man. I only read the manga for like a few volumes and I just gave the fuck up.
Yeah, okay. So for me, like every time I make Naruto reference, my friends always get it. I feel like everybody knows about Naruto's and Dragon Ball story. So I feel like it's very easy to make the reference without needing the people to know about it.
Oh no.
Okay, fine.
Everyone relates to Naruto. Oh no.
Because Naruto is like the most well-known shit in the world.
Yeah, technically, I suppose. It's one of the big three, I guess, at the time.
It is. So, you don't know Akatsuki then. Now we just call it the original names. The Underground Cooking Society.
The evil people. They do their cooking underground.
Yes.
No, that's not how it works. Shokugeki no Soma has the same fucking thing in the last arc, but it's the shit arc. Here, don't read that arc. That arc is so shit.
Is it after the tournament that turned Soma into the first student council?
It's like I think it's like the last arc actually before the series just said fuck it, let's just kill it. It is the arc that killed Shokugeki no Soma. It is so shit. I swear to God, people like sales plummeted because of that arc. That dark chefs and stuff. Whoa,
that they literally
spooky.
Introduced an organization that is.
Yes, they introduced an organization of dark chefs, which is basically like the underground cooking society. Ooh, look at us with our dark cooking methods. Ooh, we are the antagonists because we look so evil. Ooh, it's basically the underground cooking society. Okay, Shokugeki no Soma is the sequel to Chuuka Ichiban. I swear to God. I mean,
both of them are shounen cooking manga. And then the battles are done in Shokugeki, unironically.
I don't know. In just cooking battles, basically.
Yeah,
to those people who not read Shokugeki no Soma.
Whenever they fight, it's not with hand-to-hand or with superpower or with martial arts. It's through cooking. And then when they lose, they didn't fight back. They just accept the loss. Oh wait, like there's one battle where they say that the loser has to kill himself.
I'm trying to remember where that was.
That is not translated, unfortunately. That isn't translated.
No, there was one where I know Mao was there to like, oh, if you fail this, you will have to drink poison and die.
Oh yeah,
I know that one.
The Doctor Doom arc.
The Doctor Doom arc.
Yeah, because
the guy with the mask.
Yeah, he looks like Doctor Doom. Like when the first time I see him, I was like, "Holy shit! That costume! Why do you dress like that?" Like, and then his backstory is he just want to get revenge, and then he just want to get revenge, so he dressed like this. I find him very hilarious. And then he dressed like Doctor Doom, so I just call him Doctor Doom.
He is the true main character in the story.
I think that's when they introduced the Underground Cooking Society.
Yes, he was technically the first one in the Underground Cooking Society.
The first one, the hero's face. Yeah. And then he's just simply Doctor Doom, and he's really funny. Yes. Like to me, he's just really funny. He's a funny guy. He's way too serious. So
yeah, he's actually very corny. There are a few characters in the entire series that are pretty corny in and of itself. Like they're so over the top.
Yeah, like this.
But I literally couldn't give a shit.
Over the top moments in this. There are a few over the top moments in this manga that just makes me laugh. Like Doctor Doom.
So funny this one.
And then
Doctor Doom was.
Oh yeah, the overarching arc. I'll just talk about the overarching arc first.
Yeah.
The overarching arc is the heroes. They travel around China to find the 7 legendary cooking utensils. And
I thought it was 8.
8?
Was it 8 or 7? I forgot. Shit.
It's 7. I remember it's 7.
Oh, interesting.
I remember
No, it's 8 cooking utensils.
You look it up?
As noted by Wikipedia.
Okay then. 8 utensils?
Yeah,
so
8 utensils.
The heroes, they travel around China to look for their utensils. And the underground cooking society, they also want their utensils to control China. So it's
because
like
I guess cooking utensils are super powerful.
They are very super powerful. Holy shit, the first utensils can literally turn seafood into flesh. Any seafood, there's like, even if it's rotten, if you use that fucking kitchen knife to cut the seafood will turn fresh. No matter, regardless of its condition.
Because for some reason, if you create a utensil out of a meteorite, which is in the story, it says, oh, it's crafted from a meteorite.
Yes.
For some reason, you could give it magical powers. Which is weird, because I would come to believe by this point, since we have all this tech, we might as well be mining meteors and creating cooking utensils that give us the freshest motherfucking fish every day. How has that not happened? Chuuka Ichiban is an amazing fantasy.
And that's only one of the utensils. There are 7 more. And all of them are equally ridiculous.
Did they get all 8 utensils in the end of the story?
In the end they do. And they use it. The final arc is another tournament arc.
Whoa!
And then all the utensils appear.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
because for some reason in cooking you must always have tournaments because it's a battle between two people in the skill of cooking. Ooh, a battle. Continue.
Yeah, so that's the overarching arc. Like 2 sides race against time, travel around China to look for the utensils, and then it all culminates in the final tournament arc.
And as we all know, the main character wins.
Yes, like there's no stakes at all. Yeah, that's a problem with the manga. Like because the Naruto always wins, I feel like there's no stakes in the story. Every time every time he fights, he will always win.
But there is this question: are we there for the stakes, or are we just there for the fucking food?
I thought we are there for. I assume or are we there for stakes as well. I feel like.
I mean, if the story was a full package, like, oh, stakes existed and stuff, like, there's narrative stakes, there's narrative importance, it would be a much better story. And I would come to believe you recommend it, I guess. Or at least, like, you say you recommend it.
Yeah, but I recommend. I recommend it if there's stakes, if there's good characters, if there's good story, but they don't. Well, there's two of the story arcs, it has stakes. And good, how should I say, like, good stakes and good rivalry, I say. Like they develop the story behind that. They develop a story that led to the battle. So that story arc is interesting to read because there's the story. The author he builds up the story to it, and that story is not translated in English.
Oh my.
And so there's 2, right? That one is not translated, and the other one is only translated for like half, for like 75%, which is the one you have read.
Yeah.
That one I think is good as well. Like it's just 4v4, 4 guys versus 4 guys in Shanghai, and then before the final battle, which is Naruto against the first villain he faced, they stop. Which is sad. But it's fully translated in the anime, the original one. So
that's
I think
nice.
People can watch that.
Yeah, I think I have actually seen the Chuuka Ichiban anime before, but it was only like glimpsing it. I don't even know what episode it was. I was like at someone's house, I guess. Maybe it was for Chinese New Year stuff, and I saw the episode.
I will not be surprised. I will not be surprised if this anime or manga is popular among the Chinese because it's literally about China.
Oh, it's all about glorifying China and its amazing Chinese food. China food.
Yeah, let's see, what can I say? Well,
What can you say?
what can I say? Like, I already talked about the entire plot synopsis. Like, the final arc is coming in the final arc, which is a tournament, and then Naruto win, and then the underground cooking society has fallen, and then I guess I will talk about the ending, which is kind of dumb.
Oh no. What happens in the ending, my friend?
So it's like, okay, so the final battle is like, Naruto, he faced the leader, and then unsurprisingly, Naruto wins, and then the leader, he killed himself, and then the underground cooking society is fallen. Then Sasuke just appeared out of nowhere, and he says, we should have a fight. Because of the promise we had back in Volume 4. And they said they have one last battle in the tournament, and then it ends in a draw again. Ends in a draw.
Because I guess Destiny says they will always be in a draw. They will never win each other. Oh.
Or the other
because as we must know, Mao can never lose. He will always win.
What about Sasuke?
Sasuke will win one day. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happens.
So I think, like, he made the ending, like, I think they deliberately make it open-ended so it can have a sequel, and then almost 20 years later they did have a sequel.
It actually has a
like, they just like say it, like, he just say like, Naruto, they go back to Guangdong, and then they celebrate. I don't know what the fuck they celebrate. I don't remember. Then Naruto, he planned to sneak out, and we don't know why he sneaked out of Guangdong. And then when he snuck out, he saw Sasuke, and Sasuke is also planning to sneak. Is also planning to sneak out. So they just like talk. And then Naruto just asks what is his next goal, and Sasuke just say because he has worked in the castle for so long. His purpose to work in the castle is to copy all the recipes in the castle.
Whoa.
Like, copy down all of them in scrolls, and then he say he wants to spread this scroll around China. That's his goal. And Naruto just say, hey, that sounds like a good goal, so I will just follow you.
Like a pretty good idea.
I'll just follow you. And then
thus
suddenly
best friends.
Suddenly all the previous characters he has met throughout the manga, suddenly they all appear at the gate. Like, just the next page, they just appear at the gate and they just say, we'll follow you. Like, all the characters he met, like, all the good guys he met. Like, that includes the sensei, includes the mentor, and includes the mentor's mentor, and that includes the characters he has never met before. Like, it's just like his friends. Like, just everybody just go together and they just like go out into the sunset. That suddenly becomes everybody's journey.
Oh, what a great story!
That's the ending is really fucking weird. And then in the first chapter of the sequel, which is Chuuka Ichiban Kiwami, and then you only see two characters, Naruto and that's Little Brat. And then whereas everyone else, the explanation is they all got lost. They all got lost and separated.
Oh shit! What the fuck? How did that happen? Oh my goodness!
That's a nice excuse to focus on less characters.
Well, the characters, they all fucking got lost. Oh, okay, what the fuck? Because I guess everyone does have a sense of direction at one point. Jesus.
I think that's never established. It just suddenly established at the chapter 1.
Oh yeah, everyone got lost.
They literally say everybody got lost. And that's why they are separated, and that's why you don't see them. And and since the manga is still ongoing, it's been in 50 chapters and going, and some of the characters has not returned yet. It's been 50 chapters and going, and some of the characters have not returned at all.
Oh no.
They will never gone.
Return.
And then,
what are the chances they were eaten? They ran out of food, therefore they cooked them.
Nah, it can't be.
I was fucking joking, you fuckwit. What the hell is that serious answer?
Well, what you say could be real. They might be eaten by a tiger.
No, I meant they might be eaten by their fucking friends. They're like, this is a cooking manga. We ran out of food. You will have to sacrifice yourself to
That's way too
make
dark.
us more food.
That's way too dark for this manga.
Fucking course, that's way too dark. It's a fucking joke. They're not gonna fucking do that. Jesus Christ.
Like when you say this manga is lighthearted, it is lighthearted. Like there's nothing dark in this manga at all. Like
technically, there's nothing dark. People die. There was that point where people were executed for not making good fucking food.
That happens?
Pretty crazy.
Wait, when did that happen?
I don't remember. It was like a part of one of the earlier chapters before Mao attains that super chef title thing.
Oh.
Shit, I don't remember the exact details. Something about there was this guy. Basically, he just appears in like 1 or 2 pages, just to show like the situation at hand. Makes food for a girl. For a very important woman.
I remember that part. Yes, I remember that part.
And he gets taken away. Is fucking executed for not making good enough food once.
You just say that without any context. It can sound hilarious. Like you made the food that I don't like, so I will just fucking execute you.
Food no good, die.
Let's see. Well. There's that really dumb moment. Oh, there's Sharingan in this manga.
There's a fucking Sharingan?
Yes. It's not translated in English, unfortunately. Damn. So like they made.
That's fine.
So at one point the heroes they got separated, and then like Naruto, the girl, and the brat they go in one way, and then the other 2 guys. That looks like wuxia warriors instead of chef. They walk another direction and they travel to desert, and then they fought a villain. Like that villain is like an Indian woman, and her superpower is Sharingan. And then
the power of Sharingan.
And for some reason, like they say that when you lose, you have to jump off the cliff.
Oh no!
And then
die.
And then like the first, like one of the guy he fought her first, and then he doesn't know her superpower, so he lost and he jumped the cliff, and then he didn't die.
Oh shit!
He survived, and then so the other guy he figured out her power, so he just figured out her power like because she Sharingan, so she has to look at the opponent's cooking, and then she just imitate it, and then it will be exactly the same food. But
oh wow!
But this Indian, she is very good at using spice, so she'll just add some spice to make it slightly more delicious, and that's how she can win. She just imitate, and then she just add her own spice.
Oh my god, this is basically Shokugeki no Soma again. What the fuck?
Is there a guy with Sharingan
There is not Sharingan, there's just a guy who is very good at copying other people's food making techniques.
That big guy. That big ugly guy. But in this manga, it's a hot girl. Fine. It's a hot Indian girl.
Oh my. Ooh. Sassy. No, just kidding, I'm sorry.
Like, and then the guy wins. And then the Indian woman, she just jumped off the cliff. But then he got saved by that supposedly injured guy.
Oh, that was close. Phew.
I feel like talking about this, I feel like it's very dumb. Without any context.
A fucking course is pretty dumb, now that you think about it. There are a lot of things there that, again, that do jump the gun in terms of like how believable stuff is. But it's literally just there to make it entertaining. It's not there to like increase the stakes. Increasing the stakes can still make things entertaining. It's just there to set the stage for entertaining cooking.
I guess. I mean,
I guess.
I do get entertained at the end by how stupid it looks. And then the final arc is also the final battle, like between Naruto and the leader. It's also pretty dumb. Means like they explain. So this is the way they explain the villain's cooking style. Like he took off his clothes, so he's only wearing the pants. So it's all his. So he's like cooking in topless, and then you get to see all his six pack.
Oh my.
Then
Sexy.
And then he like using his key to cook. He uses his
What?
key. Yes, he uses his key to cook. And then
Whoa.
the guys on the side, they explain. Then they suddenly explain that the food has 5 elements. Every food ingredient has 5 elements. Like they say that so there's 5 elements, and then and depends on the elements. Like some of the food they cannot combine with each other depending on the elements. Like the lightning element food with lightning elements they cannot combine with earth. If you do that, the food will taste like shit. But
Damn.
But for this bad guy, he can do this. But he's going to do this, and then he's going to do this for all the ingredients. So he just combine all of this food that's not supposed to mix, and we just combine all them together, and they will turn them toxic because they're so fucking not undelicious. They become toxic, and then he's going to use his key to turn them delicious, so they don't sound undelicious. So they will turn them delicious.
The fuck?
And at the same time, the toxicity level will increase as well.
What?
Yes, at the same time, the toxicity
So they
level will
become
increase as well.
delicious, but they also become more dangerous.
Yes, that's the bad guy's.
That is a
style.
crazy superpower. Holy shit!
And he does all of this topless. Yeah.
Because sometimes you gotta show off your hard abs.
And then the final battle is like, it's a Tongyeon arc. Like, they first have a battle royale, and then there's battle royale, and then only have 4 survivors. So there's 4 survivors, and it becomes the top 4, a single elimination top 4. And then the first round is Naruto, and then the bad guy, and they have to cook their food for the Empress of China. So
Wow.
when the Empress she eat the food, she didn't die. Her hair is just slowly turning white, and then no one just questions the food at all. And she just eat it, and then the food is just slowly turn white. Then for Naruto's turn, he just cooked fried rice. But the way he cooked fried rice,
So simple.
the battle is done in the Great Wall of China. It's done in Great Wall of China. So he just put the mat, like very, very long carpet, not mat, red carpet. Very long red carpet. He just placed it along, I think like quite a large distance around Great Wall of China. And then he just turned I don't know how he does it, he just like turn the fried rice into a ball, and then he just roll it down across the Great Wall of China. So it just roll around for a large distance, and it becomes bigger and bigger. And then they explain that by doing this, the fried rice will absorb a lot of sunlight to make it even more delicious. And then the Emperor of China, she eat it. After she eat it, her face becomes good.
Yeah.
Like beforehand, the Empress face is like dark, and then her eye looks very fucking scary. Like after she eat the fried rice, then she just shows her face and she's like smiling all the time for the entire manga. And then her white hair just becomes black, and they say that her poison has been cured by that fried rice because of the sunlight. It's very fucking dumb.
Shocked. Jesus Christ. I didn't think it would go this far.
But they go really far.
Wow.
And then there's one more fight, which is really crazy. I think it's right before the final battle. Like he fight one of the underground cooking society guy. Like they cook fried noodles. So the guy is just he's just good at controlling flames. Like he can for some reason put flames on the water to cook fish. Yeah, put flames on the water to cook fish. And the fish that came out is like very delicious, and there's no black spot. Just like cook. They just like cook very perfectly. So they cook the fried noodles. His fried noodles is supposedly to represent the 7 countries back in China at one point. And then for Naruto, his fried noodles is supposedly to represent infinity. Infinity to represent
that is a what the fuck?
The limitless.
Okay.
The limitless culture.
How?
Because he say
I am so
it's supposed to represent infinity because it's the entire land of China. There's so many because China is big and there's so many race and culture, so it's supposed to represent infinity. Wow. And that's how he wins.
Amazing.
It's fucking insane.
I mean, yeah, a lot of the food in the series does have a lot of this represents that, which is very interesting. There's a lot of imagery in the food, which is pretty nice. I like it.
I think for me, I have a feeling that this manga is actually about celebrating Chinese culture.
It is about celebrating Chinese culture. It's pretty blatant about it, or at the very least blatant about the idea that Chinese cooking is very, very cool and very interesting. Wow. It's got all these flavors. It's got all this cooking techniques. Oh, it's so different from people outside of China. It's so cool. It's that kind of mindset, I guess.
I think they also try to show the traditions of other Chinese, like through the costumes and through their looks. I think
I guess
the artists also tried to do that, but unfortunately, I don't remember because I think the design kind of look all over the place. And then, yeah, I don't have any more to say. But I can keep continuing on all the really dumb stories.
You don't have to. People understand that there is a bit of dumbness in the story. There's a lot of points where you have to suspend your disbelief, as I've said before. Suspend your disbelief. Have fun with the story. It's that kind of thing.
I don't
what other thing
have
can we talk about?
More to say.
I actually don't have that much to say. This is a very straightforward story.
It's very straightforward.
There's technically nothing too interesting to like sit down and talk about like in great detail.
And nothing to really for us to analyze.
Yeah. I mean, every chapter technically has a theme, maybe. I guess, in my opinion, I don't know. There's a theme, I guess, because how did he win? Oh, he won through the power of this. He won because he believed in this. They lost because they did not believe in this. They lost because there were bad people who did this and that.
Or
something like that. Oh, companionship.
Well, we can talk about the villain's motivation, I guess.
Sure.
So, that's not the villains are even more cliche than more cliche than Thanos in Jisoo Watashi wa. Like everybody, they just blatantly show that every fucking members in Underworld Cooking Society, they are part of Underworld Cooking Society because they have a tragic life. And then, aside from the leader, everyone else has a tragic life. And then the main leader, he becomes a bad guy because as a kid, he poisoned a few bullies. And he say, because he poisoned these bullies, and then he realized, you can use food to control people's life. That means that I can use food to control the entire country. That's why I will form the Underground Cooking Society.
I see.
This sounds
most of the characters are very one note. They don't really have that much depth to them in the grand scheme of things, so really they're not the most compelling villains. They're just there to make Mao start cooking food. They're just there to show people, oh, here's a cooking style that the author either made up or found out about, or maybe made with the knowledge about how cooking actually works. So they're just there to like showcase cooking. Basically, they're not there to be compelling characters at all, in my opinion.
So you think the author didn't try to make a compelling story?
I don't think there was.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, in the sense, the story is tacked on because, in my opinion, the story is tacked on because, again, everything is about the food. It is about how you can showcase Chinese cooking, or at the very least, creative Chinese cooking, as much as possible. It's that kind of thing. I'm fine with it. I like the story. I like the food.
I want to believe what you say, but then I remember the 2 story arcs that I think is good.
Dude, it doesn't. A story that's tacked on does not equate to the idea that every story that is tacked on is bad. I would come to believe he will hit a good note. The author will hit a good note when it comes to like a good story. But in the grand scheme of things, which one are you talking about? Has it been translated English?
Like one of the arc you have read it. You have read like 3. You have read 75% of it. You know, the 4 versus 4 battle in Shanghai.
Uh-huh.
That one I think is actually good, especially by the end, which you didn't get to read. Like they show the rivalry between Naruto and that villain. And I think that's
in Shanghai. Was it the one on the boat?
Yes. The one on the boat.
No, they showed the ending. They finished translating to that point.
You did?
Yeah, it's still translating actually. A new chapter just came out like I think yesterday or today.
You did?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay, so you
I caught a glimpse of the
boat
I
arc.
saw the boat arc.
It's fully translated.
Yes.
Is it? So you have also seen Naruto fought with the guy, with that villain.
Yes.
Oh.
That villain.
Then you have seen everything. That's one of the good arc I referred to.
Congrats to me.
And then
it's a pretty good arc.
The other one, like that one is good because like they show a lot of like they build up the rivalry between Naruto and the villain, and then they continue to build it up during the battle. So it becomes compelling to read. That's why I say it's good. And then the other one is like he go back to his hometown, which is in Sichuan. I think you say he lives in
Sichuan. Yeah,
Sichuan.
Sichuan sauce, man. Sichuan.
Sichuan. It's in Chinese.
Sichuan.
In Chinese,
Sichuan. Yeah, Sichuan. Sichuan.
So the other good story arc is he goes back to Sichuan, and I say it's a love triangle. If I want to shorten it down, but it's good, like because it's about like the girl. We know the girl likes Naruto. It's been shown before in early on. So it's about their relationship, and then they add in another guy in, so it becomes a love triangle, and then there's a lot, and then before the battle, they just like extensively shown how these 3 characters' relationship develop between each other, and then becomes the battle between Naruto and that guy, and then with the girl in the middle, and then this is the only part, like there's only 2 part that shows. There's only 2 part in the entire manga that shows Naruto at low point, and this is one of it, because it just shows that he's being like he poisoned like they in the middle of the battle. I think I will just spoil it. Like, in the middle of the battle, he's like the fuck. I don't want to spoil it. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. Like, I think people should read it by themselves for this. So,
this is a fucking spoiler section.
Fine.
Anyone who's trying to read it has been kicked the fuck out by my amazing voice that tells people rude things.
So they fight. Like when they fight, Naruto and that third wheel, when they fight together, they fight against each other. The girl is the judge. The girl volunteers herself as a judge. And then Naruto presents his food first. And then the girl, she ate it and then she gets poisoned. And then it's revealed that Naruto's ingredient is poisonous. And as a reader know that Naruto will not poison the girl. So Naruto is he's probably being, how should I say, framed by someone. Like someone has probably like changed the ingredient in the process to change it into poisonous. So this,
how evil.
Yeah. And so because like the girl she is poisoned and then it's proven in front of everybody because it's a public battle in front of the public that his ingredient is poisonous. So Naruto is at a very low point because the girl is poisoned and then he's being framed as the culprit. So it's like a very, very low point for him. And
but
then
he will climb out of it and he will triumph. Yes,
he did. He climbed out of it because Sasuke appeared out of nowhere. And Sasuke just appeared out of nowhere and he just gave him all the answers, like what actually happened. He just tells Naruto that, well, you have been framed by your opponents, by the third wheel. I see everything. Like the third wheel, he secretly he put the poison in the spoon and he secretly switched out the ingredient. Like your food is actually totally fine. But when he's trying to frame you and brings out the mushroom is actually he bring it out from his pocket. And that's how you get framed. And then suddenly Naruto he just came out. He just becomes motivated again. He just run back to it.
Oh well. That was very anticlimactic by the sounds of it, I think. Is it?
Well, and then when he runs back to it, like the girl she has woken up and she said that even though she is being poisoned, she still prefers Naruto's food, so Naruto basically wins.
Oh no.
But then the third wheel, he's like he isn't happy. Like he say, how can this doesn't count? This match doesn't count because the girl is poisoned. So we will have a rematch again. And as usual, I don't need to say that who actually won. And then that guy won. That person won. I don't need to say it. Because this manga has no stakes.
Because Mao will always win.
Yes, he will always
win. If God came down and started cooking food, he would win against God because I guess he wins every time. He is basically the ultimate being in the universe.
Even though he's on low point, even though he's being framed as a criminal, he can still win. He's way too overpowered.
He's so amazing.
He's more overpowered than an isekai protagonist.
Jesus, he's too good, brother. He's too good.
About the fight with the guy who can control fire and put the fire on water, that actually has fought once. That's one of the 2 points that he's on the low points. I already said like one of the low point is that love triangle arc, and the other low point is when he fought the fire guy for the first time, because in that battle, Naruto goes into a draw with him. He didn't lose, but he goes into the draw.
Damn.
And then the fire guy, he say that he is not on his full power. Like he say if he goes on the full power, he will win. and then he just walks away.
Oh.
He's like, this isn't even my final form. And then he walks away.
This
then-
isn't even my final form.
Yeah,
what
he
the
literally
fuck?
says that. He literally says that, like, this isn't even my full power. And then he walks away. And then, after many chapters later, they fought again. And they fought again through fire noodles. Naruto just beat him senseless. Through the infinity
Wow.
fire noodles.
The Infinity Noodles. That's amazing.
And then let's see. I don't have anything to say. I can talk about the anime, or for the context of the anime, like how is
Yes.
it about? There's 50 episodes. The original anime has 50 episodes. It translates up until the boat arc in Shanghai, and then afterward the rest is filler. Then they have a filler arc.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Oh shit.
they have a filler arc. The filler arc that introduced Sasuke. Not introduced Sasuke. Like, the filler arc give Sasuke a filler character arc. Like, Sasuke is actually part of the underground cooking society. In the manga, like in the manga, he's not part of the society. But in the filler arc, it say that he is part of the underground cooking society, and he's been mind controlled by them as a kid. Like, they kill his mom, and then they kidnap him, they mind control him, and then they let him infiltrate the royal castles. Oh, and then
Wow.
he's been poisoned. But Naruto used the
amazing.
legendary cooking utensils to kill him. Somehow, if you use those legendary cooking utensils, like at the time they collected 3 of them. So if he combines them together to cook a food, it can cure disease. So they cook a food and they let Sasuke eat it, and then Sasuke is cured.
I think you said kill, but
Cure.
no, you're actually saying cure.
Cure.
But for some reason, you pronounce it in a very weird way. That sounds like it can be said kill.
No, it's not cure.
Cure.
He's cured.
Kill. So I was thinking, what the fuck? Why is Mao fucking killing people? Jesus. No, it's fine. He's
curing
not killing
Sasuke.
people. Die, Sasuke. Sasuke!
And then
Not at all!
so after that filler arc, the anime ended. And then many years later, they remake Chuuka Ichiban, and it's 12 episodes, and it ends at the introduction of that villain in the boat arc, and the post-credit scenes show Sasuke on a boat. He's going on a small boat. He's going into that boat, but he's not the one rowing the boat, because he invited another guy to row the boat for him, and that's the end of the anime. And it's getting a season 2, and I don't think anybody is watching it because nobody talks about it.
Yeah, nobody talks about it. I didn't even know there was a new Chuuka Ichiban manga, anime.
I didn't even know this manga exists until you told me.
Yeah. But now that we know it exists, we are speaking about it.
And it's rather standard. It's a rather standard manga.
Pretty standard. Nothing to talk about really here.
Yeah, I just basically spoiled the
I
entire
recommend it.
story
Yeah.
for the entire spoiler section.
Yeah. Do we have anything else to say?
No.
Jesus.
We can just close this.
I have nothing to say. Fuck.
I don't like this. I don't like this episode.
I like the manga. We have nothing to
It's
talk about.
alright.
Who cares?
Manga is alright.
Yeah. Manga's alright. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I can close it. And then for the
Close
next
it.
episode, I'll be the one who bring up the manga.
Yeah,
And
choose one.
I will just give a tip
Do it.
because the manga is well known. Let me think. What tip should I give?
You better not be fucking giving me Bleach or some shit.
Sorry?
You better not be fucking giving me Bleach or some shit.
No, it's not Bleach. It's not shounen manga.
Okay.
That's one hint. It's not shounen manga. It's an anime I'm currently watching. It's an anime I'm currently watching. And then
Madoka.
Madoka is an anime original, dude.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this is the hint is the anime I'm currently watching as of this episode. And then that's it. We can close it now. Thank you for watching Penguin Scribbles episode 6.
6.
Listening to.
Yeah, boy. Nothing much happened.
Yeah.
I'll see you fuckers next time. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Goodbye.
Eddie, yeah, good night.
Good.
Love you guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye and good night.